Here, Mina. Right now, we're about to talk about Visa. Visa Everywhere initiative is an open innovation program that helps startups unlock new opportunities and gives them a global platform to demonstrate their groundbreaking solutions. The program first launched back in the US in 2015 and quickly expanded into a global program. To date, 8,500 startups have benefited. They have participated and they have collectively raised more than $16 billion in funding. The Visa Everywhere initiative open to all startups who offer innovative solutions to the payments and commerce challenges of tomorrow. Okay, so the Kenyan finals were held last month on the 6th of July with iFluence taking the overall prize of $20,000, and then there was Ledger and Dovu winning the audience favorite and impact awards respectively, walking away with $10,000. And iFluence also won the audience favorite award at the finals on the 27th, together with an additional $10,000. So really, Nelson Aseka, tupatie pesa, please tupatie pesa. So joining us right now in studio is the CEO and co-founder of iFluence, Nelson Aseka, Sheila Changangu, Marketing Director, Visa, Stephen Kariuki from Loop. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Welcome. Congratulations, Nelson.
Thank you.
What did you do with the money? Did you reinvest it all back in the business, or did you go and watch Formula One in Monaco? Which is which? Did you?
I'm too going to Dubai next week. No, but yeah, I invested back in the business, of course. We are at the scale-up stage of the startup, so we're looking to grow, and every penny counts.
How did it feel, just emerging as winners?
It's amazing, I really didn't expect it because there was the other startups were actually really good, formidable competition. And coming into that competition, I was actually just wanting to get my foot in the door in Visa, because there's a lot that I have in mind with Visa that we can really change this continent, right?
Yes.
So, but that was our bonus,
Yeah. So you were trying to get a step in the door.
In the door into
and
Visa.
then you just rammed through
everything,
and took over.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations,
Thank
honestly. Sheila, how does the Visa Everywhere initiative support and support innovation and the collaboration within fintech?
Thanks, Amina. So the Visa Everywhere initiative is basically a competition that's aimed at encouraging startups, entrepreneurs, small businesses to come in and solve for challenges that people are going through, within the financial and especially the payments ecosystem. So what Visa does is, run competitions in various countries, and Kenya, obviously being, up there when it comes to digital and payments, is one of the markets that's always picked on. So this is the second time it's run, in Kenya. And what we do is then the winners from the Kenyan, competition go into the next competition, such as Nelson here, and then, can get to even participate at a global level. So what we do is we not only give the winners prize money, but they also get access to connect to Visa's developer space. So basically, they have opportunities to work with our technical people to come up with products and solutions that can not only be used in Kenya, but even globally. They also get access to training. They also get access to partnerships that even can unlock capital. All of those things that tend to be challenges for fintechs and startups, especially as they are, coming into this space. What we're also doing is we also have, in addition to this Visa Everywhere initiative, is what we call a Visa Africa Fintech Accelerator Program. And what this is a program where for 3 months, fintechs are invited to come in, apply basically to join this boot camp where they'll get training, they'll get mentorship, they'll get access to partnerships, access to funding, and really come out of there with a lot of tangible things that they can do to take their business forward and elevate the startup to the next level.
Yes, and Loop believes in this initiative so much so that they are the title sponsors. It's described as the fintech of fintech, Stephen?
Yes. So one of the main things that we work we work on at Loop is enabling growth or inspiring growth for everything that we do. So that's why we've partnered very well with Visa on this. And one of the main things that we've done is develop a platform which enables startups and other fintechs to actually come and build on top of it. So picture this, you're a startup, you're trying to build a solution that is within insurance. Where do you start? Where do you even start with the tech? So what we've done is developed a solution where you can come in, plug into the ecosystem, develop a solution that then tailor makes or services the insurance space, and then you have access to actually expose that to dozens of customers within the Loop platform. So that means that you're not starting from scratch. You're actually starting from a market that is actually vibrant and working and giving value, and you're able to start growing much, much faster. And then also the other thing is that we are Pan-African. So as we grow and get into other markets, you have the opportunity to actually grow with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, when we talk about iFluence, am I pronouncing it correctly?
Yes,
I
yeah,
am? Okay.
perfect.
So, just elaborate for us what technology you bring in and how that, affects the ever-changing influencer marketing.
All right, so I like to put it simply because we have some really deep tech in it. So we found a way of using AI to drive word of mouth at scale, to accelerate customer acquisition, growth, and behavior change for global brands and organizations. So you know that word of mouth is the most powerful marketing channel today. So being able to do that at scale really drives, and helps brands and organizations grow. So that's what we're bringing to the market. And our solution is super different from what you see in any other influencer marketing platform in a way that we don't use people who call themselves influencers. We use everyday people. So for us, influencing is not a career, it's an outcome. So anyone can be an influencer. We just find the right people who speak to the right audience that the brand organization is targeting.
Oh.
Using AI.
Yes. Oh, okay. Now, for you, Stephen, how are data analytics and AI changing the way influencer campaigns are strategized and how they're executed at the end of it?
Yeah, so data analytics is really transforming the whole influencer space. One of the biggest things that as businesses or as brands we try to do is actually attribute outcome to marketing campaigns. So traditionally you'd give a brief to an influencer and they'll just talk about your brand. But adding data on top of that, you're able to refine that even much, much better, go deeper, and actually make sure that when you give an influencer or a content creator a brief, you're able to actually attribute the outcomes or the kind of outcomes that they're driving to your business. So even in regards to how they target and the kind of volumes they're pushing to you, you're able to pinpoint and say, okay, I've brought in 6,000 customers. I can actually attribute those 6,000 customers to this particular influencer during this campaign. So it makes it a little bit actually much, much better when it comes to targeting, much, much better when it comes to creating or engaging the right kind of people. And even later on, when you're actually trying to attribute the kind of revenue you've gotten from a campaign, it's much better, it's refined, and at the end of the day, the business ends up going home happy, influencer is happy, and the partner is actually happy as well.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Well, something else that also makes people even happier is when you can, tell that they are being authentic.
Yes.
So what impact does authenticity and transparency have on, influencer-based collaboration?
Yeah, so authenticity is key. I'd say in this day and age where people share stories and people are able to open up to each other online, authenticity is key. So traditionally you'd give someone a product and they just talk about it. When you're more authentic and you're very connected with your influencer, they're able to tell a genuine story and actually bring out the good, the bad, and even product updates or improvements that you should be doing for your product. It makes the story more genuine, more relatable. It's even more human, because at the end of it all, as brand owners, we really want the people to tell the story in regards to how is my product or my service improving your life. So that aspect actually comes out the more authentic you are with your influencer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sheila, what does the Visa Everywhere Initiative competition hope to achieve in the development of the fintech ecosystem, both here in Kenya and on a global scale?
we're looking to, we realize fintechs are really critical to how the payment ecosystem will evolve, not only here in Kenya, but even globally. You know, the more traditional operators are a little bit, can I say, slower in terms of turnaround. Fintechs are very agile, they're very nimble, they work with so little, they go to the grassroots, they get things done. So we realize just how important fintechs are in terms of, you know, really coming up with that innovation that's going to address the needs that, you know, the market has. So for us, we really see them as a critical part of our ecosystem. We want to ensure that we can provide the right support, whether it's, you know, with regards to technical know-how, whether it's regards to connections with partnerships, you know, for the things that they need, and really looking at how we can play a bigger role in terms of, you know, how fintechs actually contribute to this whole financial ecosystem. So we really see fintechs as a very key part now and also, you know, in the future.
Yeah, okay. Nelson, you know, I knew you, I think,
So many
back
years
when
ago.
Twitter
Yeah.
was Twitter,
Yes.
right? And you were an influencer before we knew the term influencer,
Yeah.
before content was even a thing.
Yeah.
Now, from back then to
Yeah.
all these years later, what are some of the driving factors that you could tell us that are behind the changing landscape of influencer marketing?
Yeah, and I think, I mean, I mentioned it before, it's all about authenticity, it's all about trust.
Yeah.
People tend to connect with their peers because they trust and believe in their peers. They know that they know this person and they know that what they're telling them is true. And that's how word of mouth works. So that has now shifted the influencer marketing space from, you know, the socialite type of influencing, the celebrity type.
Oh, that's why you were saying now we've gone back to now people,
Yes.
everyday people.
Everyday people.
Someone who's using this thing that they're talking about, not just pretending
Exactly.
for the client.
Yeah, so imagine you want to buy a product. You'll see it being advertised by the brand owner on X, you know, and the rest. But you will not, you'll still go ahead and go back into your WhatsApp groups and ask who has used this product before. You'll check the word of that person in your WhatsApp group who you trust
That's
and
true,
relate
because
to.
you know them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And over the brand, you'll trust them over the brand.
Okay,
Yeah.
that is true, because that's someone you know,
Exactly.
and they're not, they
Yeah.
couldn't be lying to you.
That's it.
Sheila, what strategies can brands employ to stay relevant and effective in influencer marketing?
I think the guys here have talked about it quite a bit, you know.
Okay.
So, you know, the whole aspect of authenticity. People
Okay.
want to be, you know, if it's a paid ad, let's know about it. You know, people need to be honest. You know, there's also this whole thing around, you know, you can't be promoting one brand one day and then promoting another competing brand the next day. People
Yeah.
are not going to trust you. You know, so people have to be. Kind of stay true to what it is you're promoting. And if you are going to do a competing brand, you know, then there must be a period of time between that. Otherwise, you know, people even get confused. Again, the issue of you know, trust. People need to be able to trust what you're saying. So if, for example, you know, Amina, you're a mom, you know, if you were to promote a brand that, you know, moms are going to use diapers, etc., we're going to trust that because you probably have experience. Whereas maybe someone else, a single guy, we might not really believe he was promoting diapers. So, you know, it's basic things like that.
Yeah.
And really I think authenticity is the thing that drives this around these days.
Yeah.
People are, I think Nelson used this word before, you know, people are a lot more discerning, they're seeing through things. You can't just, you know, blast things and expect people to believe it anymore. It's really changed in that way.
Yeah, it really has changed. That is just, it's true. But you see, you know, Sheila, people make the argument that it's almost like media. It's like TV or radio where they will advertise 4 banks in 2 hours, you know. So social media is sort of like the same. But I hear what you're saying, because you see, and they change, they wear branded t-shirts, you know, they're full. When I turn to this other company, it is now this one bank, or it's now this supermarket. And yesterday I told you the other supermarket is the best. We do it a lot on TV and on radio. So what does the future then look like? Is that what it is just going to be? It's just regular everyday folks who are now going to...
Exactly. So
Okay.
the future is truly exciting. Yeah? There's something we were talking about earlier, and it's basically when it comes to product placement, it was big back in the day. It's gone. Those days are gone. So the future is moving to content creators who are your everyday folk, your friend, your neighbor, even your pastor,
Yeah.
will be your influencer.
Yeah.
So everyday folks telling their stories, telling about, or rather talking about how is this product or how is this service actually applying in my life. It's not about buy this because I've been paid to say it. It's actually taking that product, showcasing it, and talking about how is it actually impacting my life. Yeah, making sure that you're able to actually connect the dots and say, okay, I'm where I am today. I've grown this much, or I've changed this much because I started using this product. Yes.
Okay. Now, at the beginning of this whole influencer marketing, companies were very unsure how to collaborate. And I think one of the things was, how do you measure the success of that campaign or this collaboration? But now there's, you know, analytics, and there are a few things that, you know, you can sort of use to gauge the success of it. What do you use?
So I think now brands, organizations have become a lot smarter. Everybody has become, you know, a bit sharper about it. So, you know, obviously going into an influencer content creator engagement, there's normally a brief with some KPIs. Amina, we know you do this a lot, so I know you're familiar. So, you know, it's things like, for example, if the objective is to drive, say, if you are looking for downloads for a certain app, you know, then you would have KPIs around, you know, how many app downloads. If you're looking for conversion on maybe purchase of some products, then you would look at how the sales going. If it was engagement, you know, you want people to be aware about a certain product, you know, it's maybe likes, it's how many new followers have you got, you know, it's metrics like those that people are using, backed by data, you know, supported by, you know, the likes of what iFluence and Nelson are doing, like that. So that's really what's driving how we measure success these days. It's a lot more tangible than probably it was, you know, some years ago.
Yeah, that's true, because they would run to celebrities, quote unquote, like musicians or entertainers.
Yeah.
So it's not a numbers game anymore.
No.
It's not.
So the numbers thing is now a thing of the past.
Yeah,
you have
it's a thing of the
100
past.
followers, and you
You're
could
an
have more
influencer.
impact than someone with 100,000 followers.
Yeah.
That is pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Well, now there's talk to ban TikTok, and I, in my opinion, think TikTok is the one app that truly just allows you to be yourself. What are your thoughts on that, Nelson? Do you think it should go? Have you ever even watched it to know why they're considering that?
So I really haven't come across that content.
You haven't?
I haven't come across
Okay.
that content. But I think banning would be the wrong way to go because, I mean, Twitter, what's it called again? TikTok, yeah, it's a social platform. And where people socialize, they meet, and one thing I liked about TikTok is that people are their true selves, right? Instagram is known to be, you know, you're bringing your flashy selfie and people to look up to you and things like that. Twitter is just rage, you know.
It is what is
Yeah.
going on with that app. It's like everyone needs a hug.
Exactly,
you know?
right? So on TikTok, you'd find someone in their pajamas just doing their thing and
Yeah.
stuff, and people related with that.
They do.
Yeah, and you'll always find bad elements in anything, right? So banning it is not
Yeah.
is not the solution. I
It's not the solution.
Yeah.
Let's talk about ethical considerations, if any, right, when it comes to brands and influencers as well. Are there any that they should take into account?
So when it comes to ethics in marketing, I think there are many things to look at. And I think one of the biggest thing is trying to balance return or the commercial objective and authenticity. So ideally, if you're a brand, you'd want the content creator to push everything 100% and to speak what you've given them, you've briefed them. But also you have to consider the other side of it, is that they'll be basically pouring out exactly what you've given them, and it's not going to be a genuine conversation. So that's where the ethics come in. So how do you balance that to make sure that one, they're speaking and they're pushing your brand, but in their own way, but also they're doing it in a way that you actually end up getting value from it. So that balance act between authenticity and commercial gain or profit is the one thing that is going to play out in ethics.
Yeah. But it's also because of the money. You see, in this economy, Stephen, you are going to sell everything. You are going, you will try as much as you can to sell any and pretty much everything. Now, before you leave, Sheila, the Visa Everywhere initiative, for the people who are watching, they have a startup, they feel like they can tap in, they have something to contribute. Where can they go? How do they register?
Great. So the Visa Everywhere initiative happens annually. I mean, for this year, it's more or less closed. But the good news is we do still have the Visa Africa FinTech Accelerator Program, and the applications are open right now. So this is the one where, you know, if you get selected, you get invited to come in for a 3-month boot camp, where if you're a startup, we mentor you. You get access to mentors who are, you know, people who've already run, you know, fintechs in the past. You get access to training. You get access to capital, and you really live there with, you know, the right tools to get your startup going. So applications are closing on the 25th of August. So yes, please do check out Visa Africa FinTech Accelerator Program, and you can get all the details there just around how to apply and all of that.
Yeah. All right. Nelson,
Yes.
any final words?
Final words is just let's make Africa great.
Listen, okay.
Yeah, and that's what these fintechs all are doing. And I think we are in a really special place as Africa. We have really talented guys who can build startups that can help, you know, your fellow African in terms of jobs, income, and yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. Stephen.
Yeah. So I think what I'd say is that we are living in an amazing time where you can actually pick up your phone and make money, create content, and become relevant. And we are truly excited to be doing this partnership with Visa to basically try and bring up fintechs and partner with them to make sure that we actually deliver value to our customers. As I was saying earlier, we've created a platform that we call Loop, and the main thing that we try to do is deliver growth to our customers through that. And it enables not only fintechs, but even our customers to get on board, discover amazing deals, offers, and all these solutions that are tailor-made for them, and transact and grow within the ecosystem. So I'd say amazing time that you're living in, and really looking forward to what the future holds for us. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Sheila, you good? All right. Thank you so much. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys. Honestly, I
you.
really enjoyed that. Did you? I hope you did. I hope you learned something at home. And the takeaway is anyone can be an influencer.
Exactly.
People are making a lot of money online. And I think the shock for me was a few years ago when the money that you start making online is way more than what you are paid to do, and you have to ask yourself a few questions. That's where the world is right now, whether you like it or not. So you can, of course, join in. Thank you very much.